I'm terrified that you're looking back so much that you can't look forward. You can't see that the highest point of your roller coaster is right in front of you, and things are going to get so much better. What's up, my beautiful people? Welcome to r/Deciding to Be Better, where today, you really might not just be good enough. If you're like me and tired of all the negativity out there, then come on in for your dose of Reddit hope and happy. Our first post is from user TotalBrutal1, an open letter to the ones doubting themselves. I hear you, because I've been you. I've faced this obstacle far too many times. However, I have learned how to overcome it, and I have some advice for you. It's way too easy to begin to believe the things you hear around you. You listen to your parents tell you your career choice is stupid, your friends mock your aspirations, and all of the people around you have an extremely powerful way of somehow displaying their lives as being a million steps ahead of yours. With all of the negative influences, the reflection you see in the mirror soon turns to an ocean of self-doubt because you no longer have the confidence to continue pursuing who you truly are. You feel as though you need to do the impossible and magically transform yourself into what others want you to be, because what you are just isn't good enough for them. I, however, am you. I know how it feels to soak in the negative energy until it cripples you. I know how it feels to experience a failure that creates an echo in your head that tells you that maybe they were right, you're not good enough. I know how it feels to take the pain, that intense pain, that feels impossible to ever relieve. If you're down in that hole, climb back up. The negative energy that seems to be polluting the air around you must become your fuel. These people who seem to have everything figured out better than you do are not your competition. The person you are today is your only competition. The day you learn to embrace that idea is the day you learn to conquer your self-doubt. Because maybe you aren't good enough right now. And that's okay, because right now is only the beginning. Don't be afraid to take that step forward and pursue your aspirations, because once you become the best version of yourself, you'll kick the butts of all those who previously belittled you in the first place. Continue to embrace the competition you have with yourself and become everything you were meant to be. Never doubt who you truly are. Wow, OP. That's deep. That's good. Frankly, I can relate to this entirely. I know exactly what it's like to constantly be harping on whether or not you're good enough, on whether you think you can live up to everyone else's expectations, and have everyone around you be like, no, that's a stupid idea. Don't even bother with that. You're never going to go anywhere. It sucks. It really sucks to have friends and family tell you that, but at the same time, well, like you said, they're wrong. You are better than you realize. And it is possible to climb back up. Maybe we're all not where we need to be right now, but tomorrow is just another day to improve our situation and to try and change where we are. So thank you so much for sharing the post, for putting this up there. Wherever you're at, I wish you the best and stay beautiful. Our next post is from user Matt the Mentor. But first, if you've got a similar story that you feel would benefit someone else, then go ahead and drop it down in the comments. I really love hearing from you guys, and any chance that I have to have a conversation with you, I always relish. Today's pain is one page in your story, not the only page. I know, sometimes you feel like you're falling apart. I know life can feel pointless. When you're this far underwater, you can't really feel the light from the surface. You just feel cold and alone. There's times you don't want to be here, times when all you can see is the pain. What's the point if everything just hurts? How can I fix anything if I can't even handle the thought of getting out of bed? How can I reach out to someone and ask for help when I can't stand feeling broken and the last thing I want to do is ruin someone else's day with my problems? The hardest part for me is that when I'm that far underwater, I forget that there's more in life than the moment I'm feeling right now. I forget life is mostly balanced. There are times I curl up in a ball crying in the shower. But there are also days where I had a wonderful hike in beautiful nature. There are times I hated myself for eating a whole pizza, but also days I was really productive and healthy and proud of myself. Days where I felt completely alone and isolated, and also days I made amazing memories with friends or family. I'm not saying they are perfectly balanced right now, People have bad weeks or months or years, and you're not broken or damaged just because it's been a while since you enjoyed life. I need you to understand that feeling pain right now doesn't mean you'll never feel something else. I need you to understand that pain and feeling alone and disappointments and heartbreak are a part of being human. You're not broken. You're not alone. There's nothing wrong with you. No human life in all of history was a straight line of increasing happiness. Every single one was jagged and jerky. They were all unpredictable oscillations between terrible anxiety, exciting whirlwind romance, existential dread, relaxing contentment, neutral boring mundane day, grieving loss, pride of accomplishment, confusion or aimless drifting, and so many more. Life does not follow the 3-act play structure. When you're hurting, it's so hard to remember the high points or imagine you'll have more. It feels like this pain is all we'll ever have. It feels hopeless and awful. I know exactly what that feels like, and you're not alone. You're human, and all humans like us have these down moments, but I'm begging you to see that we have up moments too. Can you see how your life is a roller coaster and it's not a bad thing? Can you point to some high points that you've had and see the low points between? I can't give you a recipe to avoid low points. Such a recipe doesn't exist. But I can be crystal clear that life is not just low points. Life isn't just tragedies, and I am terrified that you're at the lowest point of your roller coaster right now. You're looking behind you at how far down you fell, and you're in pain, and all you can see is what you've lost. All you can see is how different this is than the life you wanted or expected. All you know is that everything hurts and you don't know what to do. I'm terrified that you're looking back so much that you can't look forward. You can't see that the highest point of your roller coaster is right in front of you, and things are going to get so much better. I'm sick to my stomach that you're going to give up on this ride and miss the high points ahead of you just because you thought today's pain would last forever. We can't guess how many low points your life will have. We can't predict when the high points will happen. But we know for dang sure that life has both highs and lows. We know for dang sure that the pain you feel today won't last forever. And there is so much more to your story than the heartache that you feel right now. Your tears will dry with time, and you will smile again. There might be pieces missing from your life right now, but there's also time to find them. You've had days so happy they made you forget painful days leading up to them. There will be high points that make us look back at today and we'll be amazed at all the happiness we still had that we couldn't have predicted. So don't you dare give up on tomorrow. Don't you dare put up with all these low points just to get off the ride at the bottom. Don't cheat yourself out of all the high points you have left. You didn't foresee the happiest points in your life so far, and there's no reason you could predict the high points you have remaining. When you have hard days, I need you to see them as what they are, a speed bump. They're not a cliff, not an explosion, and not the end of the world. They hurt, and your feelings are justified. But the pain today is one minor chord in a complex melody. There's major chords too, and we'll hear a lot of both before the end of the song. The minor might be really loud right now, and it might be all we can hear, but hold on. I need you to look today in the eyes and say, "You're kind of a jerk, but you're not the only day in my life." Just because pain is all I feel now doesn't mean that's all I'm ever going to feel. You don't have to feel okay to keep going. You don't have to see the summit to keep climbing. Even if all you feel is pain and all you see is darkness, you can keep swimming. We know land is out there and we know it's not here, so we're not going to give up in our darkest moment. I'm going to keep swimming. Are you? Further reading? If this resonated with you, then I highly recommend The Book of Joy by Dalai Lama Desmond Tutu. This is the most approachable book I've found that admits how hard life is while still offering simple, concrete things we can do to feel better. If you can get the audiobook, it's incredible because the Dalai Lama and Desmond Tutu are really good friends, and hearing them tease and joke with each other and share wisdom is as beautiful as it is helpful. It helped me find way more joy in good times as well as hard times. Wow, OP frick. You know, it's true. I think so many times we get so hung up in the failures and the shortfalls and everything else of the day that we forget what could be out there, what there is waiting for us. We lose sight of the forest for the trees, if you will. I know I've definitely struggled with this. I mean, I can't tell you how many times the idea of just walking away from this whole channel has really just sounded so appealing. And yet I'm still here. Because I want to believe that things can get better. I want to believe that the best days for me and for anyone here are still ahead of us. And I think that's true for anyone else going through something rough in life. You know, it kind of just reminds me about this TED Talk I saw years ago of a guy who jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge and managed to survive. And he was saying up to that point in his life, he never saw a reason to exist. He never thought that he was worth anything, that every tomorrow was going to be as bad, if not worse, than today. And so he finally decided to just go through with it. And he said literally the second he jumped, he regretted his decision. And he fell trying desperately to grab onto something to stop himself. Crashed into the water and was praying for a miracle. And he got very, very fortunate because I think there were some seals nearby or something that nudged him up to the top of the water because he fell in like 70 feet or something like that. Like, that's how deep he got. And managed to get himself to shore, which in and of itself is a miracle because that water is infested with great whites. It's well known if you're in the Bay Area, which always really confused me as to why people did the Alcatraz swim. And now he goes around doing motivational talks about how it isn't worth it, how taking that plunge doesn't actually achieve anything and robs you of the days you have ahead. And I feel like your post ties into that really well. I feel like both of these posts go together extremely well. So thank you so much for typing it up and putting it up there. Wherever you're at, I wish you the best, my friend, and as always, stay beautiful. Our next post is from any video in the Deciding to Get Better playlist on your left, or if you want to see what YouTube thinks is best for you, go ahead and click the button on the right. Now you guys stay safe, stay healthy. I will see you all on Wednesday with more wholesome and positive Reddit content. Until then, stay beautiful, people.